You rest your hand on the cool wooden drawer, fingers curling around the familiar handle. It's the same drawer you've opened for years, but this morning, it resists just a bit more than you remember. You tug gently, then harder, feeling your body remind you of muscles that used to move without thought. There's no rush, no ticking clock, but still, a faint echo of impatience lingers, mixed with the simple silence of the day just beginning. Sunlight creeps quietly across the countertop as you pause, breathing out, letting your shoulders relax before one more try. The drawer slides open at last with a low sigh, and in that small victory, you sense something both ordinary and new, a subtle shift, almost easy to miss. You move through the kitchen, going about your morning with practiced movements, the soft clink of a mug, the gentle hum of the refrigerator. There's a moment, just for a second, when a word you were about to say slips from your mind and hides in the calm of the room. You let the silence fill in, not rushing, waiting for it to return. You remember starting your days with more energy, with quicker steps and sharper thoughts. Now you feel it. The world is the same, but you move through it a little differently. In this quiet, nothing feels wrong. It's just another morning, unusually quiet, gently asking you to pay attention. You stand quietly in front of the bathroom mirror, noticing how the days have blurred into each other. The waistband of your favorite pants feels a bit snugger than it did last spring, and you wonder when that change began. At night, you find yourself lying awake more often, watching the faint glow of streetlights through the curtains, listening to the gentle sounds of the house settling. Some nights, you drift in and out of restless dreams, wishing for the deep sleep you once trusted. In the daytime, you find yourself in the armchair by the window for longer than you planned, the hours slipping by without much movement or noise. These changes arrive quietly, almost politely, never shameful, just gentle reminders that your body is speaking to you. The extra stillness and softer energy aren't punishments, they're signals, small invitations to pause and pay attention. Even the moments of restlessness and the slower mornings are not marks of defeat. They're honest messages, a way for your body to ask for compassion and care. In this softness, you find permission not to judge these signs as failures, but as guidance, tiny lights pointing toward what you need. One afternoon, as you're sitting quietly with a cup of tea, a friend calls just to check in. Their voice is warm, asking softly if you've been keeping busy or spending more time resting. You hear genuine care in their question, but underneath, there's something else. Maybe they've noticed you slowing down, or maybe you mention another restless night and they pause, just a moment too long. It's not concern that alarms you, just a gentle nudge, like a hand guiding your attention to something you hadn't fully seen. Their kindness lingers after the call, echoing in the quiet of the room. Later, you catch your reflection in the hallway mirror as you pass. The light falls differently today, highlighting the wisdom in your eyes and the changes in your face. It's an honest look, one that doesn't turn away from reality, but also doesn't judge it. You realize, almost with relief, that something inside is ready for a shift. There's no sense of panic, just a quiet recognition that things don't have to keep sliding in the same direction. For the first time in a while, you feel the possibility of choosing differently. It's a new kind of hope, gentle but steady, beginning to glow inside you. You stand in the quiet of your bedroom, the morning sunlight washing gently across the floor. You take a breath, this one deeper than most, letting it fill your chest and ease out slowly. There's weight in that breath, not of burden, but of intention. As you exhale, you feel the truth of your own quiet resolve. Without saying it out loud, you whisper something only you can hear. Enough. It isn't about fighting your age or wishing yourself back in time. This is different. It's about wanting to feel more awake, more present, even in small ways. Your hands rest by your sides, steady and calm. In that moment, nothing around you changes, but something within you shifts. You sense a readiness building, like the first hint of spring after a long winter. There's no rush, no dramatic promises, just a simple realization layered with hope. You want to move through your days with more energy, more comfort, and maybe even a bit more joy. You are not reaching for the past. You're opening to the possibility of feeling alive again, right here and now. This decision is quiet, but it's powerful, and it belongs completely to you. You move to the kitchen, noticing the sunlight pooling over the countertop, and decide to start small. You reach for a clean glass, fill it with fresh, cool water, and stand quietly as you drink. The water is clear and simple, easy to take for granted, but now it feels like the beginning of something new. As it slides down, you remind yourself there is no need for grand gestures or daily revolutions. Just this, one act of care, chosen by you, for you. The glass empties, and you feel a tiny spark of accomplishment settle in your chest. Later, as the day draws to a close, you pause at the foot of your bed. Instead of sinking straight into the covers, you gently stretch your arms overhead and roll your shoulders, loosening the tightness that lingers from hours spent sitting. The movements are small, but your body responds with gratitude, a soft release, a little more ease. You sense the path forward is gentle and forgiving. Change starts in these quiet moments, where the first step is simply listening and offering your body a little more of what it needs. That's how renewal begins, with something you can do right now, today. You stand by the window, stretching carefully, and for a moment, doubt creeps in. It feels unfamiliar, even a little awkward to focus on something so simple after years of routines and busy days. A thought slips in quietly. What's the point now? Like a shadow across your mind, you remember times when change seemed easier, and now the steps feel slow, maybe even too small to matter. You wonder if these gentle efforts can really add up to anything. Fatigue whispers in your muscles, and for a brief moment, the idea of giving up sits heavy on your shoulders. But instead of brushing those feelings aside, you let yourself notice them. These thoughts and worries are not signs of weakness, just honest reactions to doing something new and uncertain. You realize it's normal to feel silly or overwhelmed when starting again, and that your doubts are only a part of the process, not the whole story. You take another breath, slow and patient, letting the tension soften a bit. In recognizing your fears, you also give yourself permission to move past them, one gentle step at a time. There is courage in simply trying, even when progress feels quiet and unseen. You remember a recent visit with your doctor, the gentle way she listened as you described the changes you've been feeling. Her eyes held kindness and respect, not judgment, and she reminded you that adjusting is part of life's journey. She shared a simple truth, that small steps truly matter, and that your efforts are seen, even when the results take time. As you left her office, you carried with you the warmth of her encouragement, the knowledge that your path is both important and possible. Her faith in you became a steady background note, reminding you that support is never far away. Or maybe it's the friend who calls just to check in, who celebrates your efforts, no matter how small. Their laughter lightens the air. Their words remind you that even on quiet or lonely days, you're connected to others who care about your well-being. When things feel hard, you can hear their voice, even if only in memory, reminding you that growth and change don't have an age limit. You begin to understand you aren't carrying this alone. There are those who believe in your ability to find energy, joy, and strength again, and that belief can steady you, even when your own is in short supply. One morning, you wake up and notice that you slept a bit more soundly. The jumble of thoughts that used to crowd your head before sunrise feels quieter now. Space has cleared for a gentle sense of calm. You carry this lightness with you into the kitchen, and even the simple sound of the kettle warming on the stove feels softer, more welcoming. As the sun pours through the window, you find yourself pausing, enjoying how its warmth lands on the counter. The day feels a little brighter, and so do you. Later, laughter rises more freely during a call with your friend. You don't have to search for it. It comes naturally. Your mind feels clearer, conversation comes easier, and you feel less stuck in old habits. Each small moment of ease is like a quiet victory, proof you can sense in your own body. Passings of joy become more frequent, not as grand surprises, but as gentle reminders of what's possible. These aren't changes you shout about, but they feel honest and real, simple proof that effort is beginning to turn into renewal. You look in the mirror and notice the fine lines around your eyes, the color that's crept into your hair over the years. It's easy to see these changes as losses, to wish for a quicker step or a face untouched by time. But now, you begin to see those marks for what they truly are, signs of years well lived, of challenges faced, and memories made. Each line tells a story of laughter, worry, resilience, and strength that only comes from experience. Your reflection shows not the end of something, but the proof of your journey. Each wrinkle a lesson learned, each gray hair a quiet badge of courage. You realize that moving a bit slower isn't weakness, but wisdom in action. Slowness becomes a way to notice more, to treat your body with care and intention. The pace you once took for granted now feels like mastery, the confidence to move carefully, to choose what's important, and to leave the rush behind. You see now that aging isn't a problem to be solved. It's a powerful sign that you've survived, that you're still here, and that your life holds new chapters waiting to unfold. With this shift, you start to wear your age with honor rather than apology. Your days begin to take on a new rhythm, shaped by choices that bring you comfort and pride. You fill your plate with foods that burst with color and flavor, noticing how they lift your mood and steady your energy. Mornings become a chance to stretch your body gently in a patch of sunlight, feeling warmth on your skin and a quiet sense of gratitude that you can move, breathe, and begin again. A journal waits on your nightstand, pages filled with simple notes about what made you smile, what gave you pause, and what you hope for next. These aren't just routines you follow because you should. They're acts of self-respect, proof of your decision to care for yourself in ways big and small. You're not just trying to be healthy anymore. You're shaping who you are, building a life that feels true to what you value now. The habits you once struggled to adopt become the way you live and see yourself. Day by day, you reinforce the message that you are worth the time and attention it takes to feel well, to find joy, and to keep moving forward on your own terms. You notice it one afternoon as you walk down your street, shoulders a little straighter, steps more certain. The air feels different, clearer, almost inviting, as if you belong not just to your home, but to the neighborhood and the spark of life running through it. You exchange a friendly word with a neighbor or wave at someone passing by, and for a moment, you recognize how good it feels to be seen. You're not looking back, measuring yourself against what once was. Instead, you're opening fully to this season, letting strength return in ways you hadn't expected. When you sit among friends or family, the conversation flows more easily, and your laughter rings a little brighter. There is a comfort in being present, in knowing that every day brings a chance to connect, to care, and to grow. You've stopped chasing lost years and have started making new ones, days filled with meaning, even in their quiet moments. The sense of distance you once felt has faded, replaced with connection to life, to the people around you, and most importantly, to yourself. You feel rooted, supported, and alive in a way that feels deeply real. You sit quietly at the end of the day, a gentle comfort settling in your chest. The room feels calm, the desk soft against the windows, as if everything around you is breathing slowly, right along with you. Looking back over the small moments and choices, you realize they've added together, not to erase the years behind you, but to give you a new way of living within them. You no longer worry about what's been lost or how many changes still lie ahead. Instead, you hold the simple truth that every day is yours to shape, no matter when you start. In the steady quiet, you finally hear what you've always hoped was true. You didn't reverse the years. You redefine them,